Hey, what's going on there, Mabel?
Hello, you drunken sot. How you've been doing?
Oh, I've been good. Just keeping up with the Benjamins and all that.
Keeping up with the Benjamins?
That's what the kids say, ain't it?
I don't think so. I know that I'm a bit up in age, but I don't think they actually say that.
I mean, both there, sweetheart. What you been up to?
Oh, other than freezing my fucking ass off, I'm fine. I'm fine. It
Eh?
decided to go ahead and snow yesterday. Right? So we had nice balmy weather a couple of days ago, and then it decided to just snow. I looked
Yeah,
out.
I thought it was supposed to be spring over there. Now it's all witch tit cold from what I'm hearing.
It's right, it is fucking witch tit cold, and I was witch tit pissed when I looked out the window and I saw fucking white fucking fluffy stuff on my fucking ground. You know what it's called? I asked my friend about
No.
it, right? So I had a conversation with her and I said, why is there
Uh-huh.
fucking snow on the ground? And she said, it's what's called a false spring.
It's called a false spring.
A false spring. Right.
False spring go fuck itself.
Right, well, that's exactly
That's
what I said.
stupid as shit.
Right.
Tell you what, that goddamn gopher or whatever it is can go suck a dick.
Right, I don't know if it's a gopher. Is it?
I don't
No,
know
it's a.
the little feller that crawl out and he's like, oh shit, there's a shadow because fucking light exists,
Oh, right.
and then
Hello
he
to
goes
Pee Pee
back in his
Ho. Hello,
hole.
Rebecca dear. Right, no, dear, it's not called. Oh, for fuck's sake! It's not a. It's not a. It's not
There's a goddamn Bill Murray movie about it. What the hell
Right,
is
it's
the name of
called
it?
Groundhog Day, dear.
Right,
Groundhog Day. He's in the ground, right, and he's
so like the
groundhog.
gerbil come out.
No, it's not a fucking gerbil. There's not any
Right?
wild gerbils running around, is there?
You don't know. There could be. I think they
No,
call them voles. Are they the same thing?
voles.
Yeah, voles. They're like kind of gerbils.
Are you talking about moles? The hairless bastards.
No. Voles got hair and they're real little. They're always getting
Voles.
around in like, pardon me. They're always getting around in like gardens and shit.
Voles are getting round in gardens.
Yeah, I think
No.
it's the thing.
Right, no.
This ain't just old Bertie being clueless. I think that's the actual thing.
I don't think so, dear. I've never heard of a vole. I've
V
heard
O
of
L S. I think it might be the
V-O...
thing out by your neck of the woods there in the Chicago land.
Right, no. So, the only thing that gets into my garden are those fucking rabbits.
And
And,
the yoga boy getting to that briar patch.
now, Bertie, the last thing that I need you to have on your brain, whatever's left of it, is my nether region, right?
I got bad news then.
For fuck's sake.
Like 98% of the time, it's up there.
I tell you what though,
Uh,
right? I've discovered something about Yoga Boy.
uh,
Right. So, I think I've found myself a candlestick maker who's decided to,
is he sticking it up your tuchus?
no, dear, he's decided to broaden his enterprise, right? He's stuck his wick in other wicks.
Sticking candles up his ass?
No, he's fucking other girls.
Ah,
He's got lady callers every night now. I've heard a thumping. Right, he tells me I've asked him. He said, oh, that the other day I was just a hammering some pictures up, right? But I've never heard a hammer actually squeal before.
I was gonna say, was the hammers be like screaming to God?
Right, I've never heard. Now, if there is ever a hammer that decides to do that, I'm very concerned, right? But no, I said, you know what? I'm not no spring chicken. I wasn't born yesterday. Right, that's right, Rebecca, he is a hussy. No,
Yeah,
I told him, I said, I'm not,
filthy whoremonger.
right. I told him, I said, I'm not no spring chicken. I know when something's been pulled over on me, right? And I questioned him. I said, you can't be putting up pictures every day. And he finally told me, well, I'm what's called polyamorous.
Basically, you're no spring chicken, but you got no problem springing on a cock.
Well, no, I don't have any problem springing on a cock. That's how I'm kept young, Bertie. But I'm very responsible about it. Right. So I did ask him, though. I said, what is polyamorous? And he said, well, it's just dating multiple people. I said, I didn't know what that was, but I've been doing it all along. And he said, fine, that's what we are.
Shit, that was like my entire 30s.
Right. Right, he says, it's as if it's a lifestyle. And I said, that's just the way I was all of my youth. During my lawyer years. I didn't stick to one person.
If you could swing it, I said, go for it. I can't pull that off.
Well, I
ain't got the heart for it no more.
Well, I can't keep up these days. No, I can't keep up these days. Are you kidding me?
Who has the time?
Well, I don't have the time. Well, I do tend to see a lady friend every now and again, right? And then I see Yoga Boy, and then there's this other gentleman caller that I'm kind of stringing along as a bit of a backup plan, you see. So if things...
You gotta have your bottom bitch.
Right, well, I guess I don't know if he's a bottom bitch or if he's what's called a cuckold.
Do you make his, like, wife watch or something? Isn't that what a cuckold is?
Right. Well, no.
It's either that or it's literally anybody who isn't, like, a hardcore conservative asshole.
No, no, dear. I think you've got the wrong end of the stick there. The wrong end of the candlestick, as it will. No, dear. A cuckold, right? Yes, I appreciate the diagram. No, a cuckold...
Where the candle goes.
I'm very concerned that you know so much about candlesticks going in certain orifices. I'm very concerned.
Have you seen the internet? I mean, there's some shit out there you can't recover from.
Right, but see, the thing about it is, Bertie, you have a bad habit of seeing something on the internet, right?
Well,
and then you try to experiment with it yourself. And yes, Rebecca...
I've never done the candlestick up the ass.
I highly doubt that.
Serious?
I highly doubt that that's not the truth. I highly doubt that you haven't experimented with candlesticks. Right.
I ain't gonna lie, there's been a lot of shit up my ass, but candlesticks.
I love hearing about it.
I feel they're like
so
too
much.
breakable.
No, thank
Nobody
you so
wants
much.
to go to the doctor's office and be like, hey, by the way, got a fucking birthday party up my asshole.
Well, I've seen worse, right, as a lawyer. Because people have sued for
a
worse.
Lawyer?
Right, no, I have. I've had to go into hospital one day, meeting my client. Do you know what? It was this girl, right? She wanted to sue a grocery store, right? Because she managed to get a cucumber stuck up her arse, and she wanted to sue the grocery store because she said they shouldn't have cucumbers that big. And she bloody won, she did. She bloody won the case. They said that they were selling hazardous vegetables.
Just like a canyon. I mean, she must fart and just be silence.
Bertie.
God.
You know what? I have to fully admit, I think that you're a bit of a treasure, you are, Bertie. Your mind has got to be some sort of Pandora's box of all the thoughts and all of the imaginations you've got going swirling around, right?
Mama told me I had a beautiful mind. And special.
I think that your mother was just trying to be kind. You know how they only say that there's... They say they have a saying, don't they? They have a saying about mummies, right? Something along the lines of, it's a face that only a mother could... No, dear, not... No, dear. We're not talking about mummies. We're mummies.
Yeah, because you don't want to, you pull them out there, you don't want to fuck with that. They got curses.
Right, no, we're not talking about curses, dear. I'm talking about mothers.
You ever seen that movie with Brendan Fraser?
Which one, dear?
There were like 3 of them.
Right, it's called The Mummy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking about...
Good movie.
I'm not fucking talking about Egyptians. I'm talking about your mother.
What about her?
Right. Oh, I've done bloody forgotten now.
Me too.
I had a point. I don't know what happened to it. See, you have that bit of a talent, don't you, Bertie? I get on one point, and you bloody throw something from left field, and whatever point I was planning to make, it's completely gone now. It's gone now. I don't know what's gone. We're going to wave goodbye to that conversation and move on to something else. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, we're done.
Well,
oh no, we're just getting started.
Dear.
Okay.
That's called sarcasm,
wow,
Bertie.
that
That's called sarcasm. No.
You were saying bye to me. I lost track of what we was doing.
Right. Bertie.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes, Becca, birthday buttholes.
Birthday buttholes. Hey, and hello to Pee-Pee Hole.
And hello to Pee-Pee Hole.
Hello to Pee-Pee Hole with a birthday in the butthole.
We are very classy and upstanding citizens, we are. We're talking about the finest pedigree of conversations.
I'm a gem.
No, you're Bertie. Right.
So true, I am Bertie.
Right, dear. No, I got it now. I bloody remember. Right.
Excuse me.
Right. Rebecca's saying that you're a delight, Bertie. Don't let that go to your head, though, right?
Thank you, Rebecca. All right.
Fuck's sake, I'm going to make my point eventually, right?
I'm sorry, what? Go
right.
ahead.
So,
you was talking about horses and shit.
What the fuck? I wasn't talking about... Where did fucking horses come from? I wasn't talking about horses.
You wasn't? What were you talking about?
I was talking about mothers. It's going to be a fine day when your mother finds out that you think of her as a horse.
All right, well, go on. What about mamas?
All right, fine. So.
It's a good band, the Mamas and the Papas.
I'll make the point. God help me. I'll make that point. God give me strength to get through the next fucking sentence somehow. Right. Becca, you are a delight, dear. We enjoy seeing you. Thanks for joining us tonight. So.
I can't see nothing, Rebecca, but you are a delight.
Right. So, what the saying was, right, is it's a face only a mother can love, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. So, when your mother said that you have a beautiful mind, right?
She meant it, I know it. I'm special.
No, I think it's only a brain that a mother can love, right? But I doubt that your mother very much so loves what comes out of your brain. Because what is met at your mouth is pure putrid shit. It's fucking shite, isn't it?
I had to clean up cow shit the other day, and I swear to God, that thing is just a fudge factory.
How did we get from that subject to shoveling up cows' shite?
We were just talking about putrid shit, and, well, there ain't nothing more putrid than old Bessie's shit.
Right, I think Bessie's asshole could make you give your... Well, actually, no. I think your mouth could give Bessie's asshole a run for her money. With the amount of putrid shit that comes out of your mouth.
I don't want my mouth anywhere near that cow's asshole.
I didn't say you needed to get your mouth near her asshole. Oh.
You're the one over here talking about giving cow a rim job. I ain't doing it.
Bertie.
I got lines that I don't cross.
Bertie.
Yeah?
I think you need to get your hearing checked, love. Your hearing checked. You need to get your fucking hearing checked.
I don't have any earrings. I never got piercings. Daddy said he'd whoop me good if I ever came home with one.
I'm going to try to give you a piercing if you don't stop and listen to what I have to say. So, God give me strength. God give me strength. Right, so Becca says no to bestiality, right? So no more rim jobs to Bessie.
I agree with you, Becky. But this one over here, I don't know.
This one over here, Are you talking about me, Bertie? What is it in your fucking head? You've got yourself a nice little flower wand, do you?
Yeah, it's just drink stir.
What are you doing with a daisy drink stirrer?
I always have one on hand. You never know when you gotta stir up a drink.
Right, don't you have regular stirrers? Why do you have such a feminine stirrer for such a...
Excuse me, don't try and gender my sweet stirrer.
I'm not
Right?
gendering. I'm just shocked you've got such a gentle stirrer for such a not gentle man.
Got that, and I got whatever the fuck this is. I think it crushes mojitos or some shit. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff down here.
I didn't know you were the sort of man that had mojitos.
Yeah. I don't think it sounds like kind of a gay drink. I think it's just a, mojito.
No, I don't think it's a gay drink at all. Anybody can drink it, whether it's gay or
Anybody.
not. No, that's not the problem here. I just thought you were more of like just a straight whiskey or a
I'm straight. Yeah.
No, dear.
Mostly. Like 98%, I'd say. 60%.
Right, though, you've heard of the Kinsey scale, right? Well, you've heard of the Kinsey scale, right?
Wasn't she the one who was in the office? The blonde one with all the frowning?
No, dear. No, Kinsey. Right.
Yeah, Angela Kinsey.
No, dear. The Kinsey scale, right?
Is that where she weighs herself?
No, it's not a woman. Just listen for just a second.
You sure about that?
I'm sure there is someone out there named Kinsey with the amount of people that you've dated before. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of women out there named Kinsey, but we're not talking about the women that you've dated, right? We're talking about... We're talking about... It's a diagram that proves that everybody is some percentage bisexual, right? You know what bisexual means, yes?
Yeah, I got that.
What's bisexual mean, Bertie?
It's like when you go on the internet and you look it up, and then there's like a lady and she's doing another lady as well as a feller.
Sure, right. So it means that you like...
That's spot on. I knew it.
Well, no, it's not exactly... No, okay. So it means that you have some percentage of a preference for male and female and in between. So you're very... Dr. Kinsey said that you can be very fluid with who you want to like, right? Right, Becca, if you're 100% straight, you ain't great. I 110% agree with you. Being bisexual is a very smart choice. Right, what?
It's a gradient.
It's a gradient. What do you mean a gradient, Bertie?
Because it you ain't just, you got black over here and then you got red over here. You ain't just black or red. There's a whole gradient of colors that goes from black to red. I know colors.
We're not talking about colors, Bertie.
Well, it's a metaphor.
You're trying metaphors on now. I see.
It's a metaphor for like you're somewhere on that gradient, because that gradient goes from here to here. You got straight folk over here. You got completely homosexual over here.
Right.
And just everybody's somewhere along that gradient.
Right, so exactly right, Bertie. I'm actually quite impressed.
Try and tell me I'm wrong. I know this shit. I know colors.
I didn't say you were wrong, but I am quite used to you being wrong. So let's just go ahead and admit that. But you're on the right track, dear. You're on the right track. You know what you're talking about. Fine. So you're saying that you're 98% straight, right? Probably
at least 60.
Well, which one is it? Is it 98 or 60%? That's quite a vast difference, Bertie. Right?
I don't know. Everybody's gay once in a while. It's fine.
But it's not a scheduled thing, but sure. Right, okay.
No, it's not a schedule, no.
You don't decide to be completely intimate one day and completely intimate women the other day, and you don't schedule on a Monday or a Tuesday or a third Tuesday of every month. That's not how that goes. But right, okay, so I love that you're actually trying to calculate this out, Bertie.
Well, got all kinds of.
There's all kinds of equations just floating around your head right now.
Have you ever seen that movie Hackers when they're on the computer and they got all them equations floating around their head?
Hackers.
That's basically me.
That's you, right. So you're a hacker genius, are you?
Yeah, I'm zero cool.
You're zero cool.
Yeah, a hacker Gibson.
Right. Just like you're trying to keep up with the Benjamins.
Yeah. I don't even know who Benjamin is. I don't know what the fuck these kids are talking about.
I'll go ahead and try to give you some nice and kind advice. And audience, feel free to chime in. But I don't think it's keeping up with the Benjamins, dear. I don't think that's it.
Disagree. Okay. Disagree.
I think it's I'm not quite sure. Okay, because I'm not American. I don't know all of the American sayings, right? But I think it's keeping up.
I could have sworn I heard like some
up
kids
with the
saying
Joneses.
something along them lines.
No, it's keeping up with the Joneses. That's right, Becca. See, she's
like Indiana Jones.
They're not related, right? But yes, the same last name. Keeping up with the Joneses, right?
So let's keep it up with Sean Connery and Harrison Ford. I got it.
That's going to be a hard contest, Bertie. I don't know how anybody can manage to keep up with Sean Connery and Harrison Ford.
I don't know. Sean Connery's probably pretty easy because he's dead.
Right, well, fine. Yes, he's since passed, but you still got Harrison Ford that you got to try to measure yourself up to, so good luck.
That's true. That fucker's got a bullwhip.
Right, he does have a bullwhip.
Yeah.
Right, I'm quite curious if he still uses it in his leisurely times, too.
Mother of God.
Right, see? Right, things that you need to think about.
Well,
things that cause you
everybody's into different things.
Right, everybody's into different things. You're 60% straight, as you like to say.
Yeah.
See, Becca agrees that he might have his bullwhip that he uses in extracurricular activities in the bedroom.
Ally McBeal's over there getting the bullwhip.
He's fucking married still to Ally McBeal.
I think he is. Yeah, I ain't heard nothing about him not.
That's not her name, though, is it?
That's what I know her as. I don't know her real name. What the hell?
Does anyone know what Ally McBeal's real name is?
Wasn't it like Kelly? Kielbasa Flocker? Callista Flockhart. That was her name. Callista Flockhart.
Callista Flockhart, right. I don't know where Kilbacher came from, Bertie.
Kielbasa.
This isn't Star Wars, dear.
Well, fun fact, there was a character named Callista in Star Wars.
Right. So,
I don't know why the hell I know that, but I do.
Well, no, it's okay to go ahead and put on your taped glasses for that, in fact. It's fine. I put on my taped glasses often. Speaking of glasses, Bertie.
Hold up. She's a name from Star Wars, and she's married to fucking Han Solo.
That's right, she is married to Han Solo. That just
blew my mind.
You put it together, Bertie. I'm very, very proud of you. You have prioritized your subject matters for tonight's conversation, and that's what you came up with. I want you to share it. I want you to share it with your beer buddies tomorrow.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna.
Right. You know, though, speaking of glasses, I've just noticed something. Bertie, how many pair of glasses do you have on your face right now? Why do you have fucking 2 pairs of glasses on still? I told you to go to the doctor.
How many goddamn times do I have to tell you? It helps me fucking see.
You could just get 1 bloody pair of glasses, and then you won't have to walk around with 2 specs.
As well.
It's not even bloody 4 eyes now. It's 6 eyes.
No.
6 eyes. 6 eyes. Whatever. You've got 2 bloody pair of glasses, and you're going to kill yourself.
I ain't gonna kill myself.
You're going to be walking into a wall one day. You're not even going to be realizing how close it is until it's too late.
I mean, at some point, I'll just probably get a new prescription, but for now, this works. I ain't got no eye insurance.
Right. So here's the thing, Bertie. Some point, right, was a year ago for you. A year ago, you said, some point you're going to get yourself a proper pair of glasses, right? You said it proudly. You were all gung ho. And then the next bloody thing we know, you're wearing 2 pairs of fucking glasses and you're saying that you don't bloody need a new pair of glasses. So you explain to me, when is this magical sometime? Bertie!
What?
Bertie. I love that I'm actually entertaining you with my talking points, but I don't think I'm getting anywhere with you, right? Do you even know why we're on this call tonight?
What?
Do you know why we're on this call tonight?
We was playing the Dragon Dungeons.
The Dragon Dungeons.
Now,
Explain to me what the Dragon Dungeons are, because now I'm curious.
you know, where I'm that the dwarf feller.
Right.
I believe we left off with me trying to murder a guy.
Right. So, you're almost there, Bertie. You're almost there. Almost there, dear. You're right at the road. So, where we left off last time, right, was you were about you were broken into your camp, right? Your camp of adventurers was broken into by a group of goblins, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, you woke up, you see all of these fierce goblins trying to rummage through your camp, right?
Sure.
And so you decide to take charge and you're going to get them, right? So you grabbed yourself one of them goblins, right? And you're about to just clobber him because you've got the strength, you've got the dwarf strength, which is quite strong.
Well, that some bitch should have stayed off my property.
Right, well that's kind of how you are, right? So you're looking at him and you've got your fierce eyes and you're ready to just clobber him in the face, and he looks up and he says, oh no, he says, "Don't kill me. I'm part of your camp." You got two other goblins.
You son of a bitch.
Right, the 2 other goblins say, "You're the one that's woken up in the wrong camp, you daft idiot." Right?
Oh,
So you've managed, right? So you look around, right? You put the goblin down and you look around, and you see that all of the tents look a lot smaller than you last remember them being, right?
Okay.
So you've only gone and bloody woken up in the wrong camp.
Was I drunk?
Well, what do you think?
That sounds like me.
So I have one question for you. If you know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, right? What do dwarfs usually do in extracurricular activities? What is their favourite thing to do as their pastime?
Get drunk as fuck.
Get drunk. Right. They're always on the sauce. And if they're not on the sauce, they're on their what?
They're mining.
Right, they're mining. Right, so they're either on the axe or they're either on the sauce, right? So you managed to get yourself so fucking drunk that you've woken yourself up in the wrong camp. You've walked home from the bar and you've woken up in the wrong camp. So in actuality, it looks like you've probably rummaged through their camp and they have every right to be pissed off at you.
Right. All right. Yeah.
So
sorry, folks. My bad.
So a couple of them are yelling. They're like, "You daft idiot! Getting into our camp. What are you on? What do you think you're doing?" Right? So they're very upset with you. Very upset.
Well, of course they are. Yeah. Understandable.
You've uprooted all of their tents, right? Pots and pans everywhere,
Yep,
right?
sorry about that. Tiger got out of the cage. We got him back in. We got the tiger right back in the cage. Everything's cool.
So they look at you, right? And they stare at you for a moment. So you see one walking up. They toddle up. They walk up to you. They look like they might be a bit of a leader of the camp, right? They've got that way about them. And he looks up at you with his green eyes. And he says, "What fucking tiger are you talking about?"
Talking about the tiger in my loins.
That
Looking for
doesn't make any
who's once the
sense.
fists wake up and they think blood needs to be had, blood needs to be had.
Right.
Got it back under control.
You've stepped all over our tents. You've uprooted all of our cookware. Why do you...
And I apologized.
Right. Well, you have to do something to make up for it, or we're going to give you up to the Goblin God.
But explain to me this Goblin God. Is this something I actually need to worry about, or can I just punt this little fucker in the face?
Right, so he looks up at you, right, with a sneer and a very conniving little smile and says, "You just try one thing. You just try to kick us. You just try to piss off us one more time. And the Goblin God's going to come over and he's going to pick you up and he's going to toss you off the nearest cliff." And all of them start walking towards you slowly, and they're starting to gather around you now. You've gotten yourself a bit of a crowd now. What you going to do?
I'm going to tell them to back the fuck off because I still got these axes.
Right, so you've got your choices, right, Bertie? Right? This is Dungeons and Dragons. It's all about RPGs, right? So you get to choose your own story. You don't have to go through guns a-blazing, or in your case, axes waving, right? You have.
I don't want to have to kill nobody. It's just back it up. You're crowding me. Back it up.
Right, so they're not entirely close to you, right? They're not up your arse, but they are.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Okay,
so,
okay.
right. So.
Although they was like getting all up in my grill.
Well, no, they're classy lads, right? They're not going to.
Are they?
Well, you're the one that broke into their fucking camp to begin with.
That's fair.
Mr. Virgil the Valiant.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so.
But
Come on, straighten up, suck up. Let's go. Let's make a decision, right? So, your two decisions, okay? You could poke their eyes out like Rebecca has classically suggested, right? Okay. Or you could find out, try to appease the leader of the goblins, right? And try to appease him by asking what certain task he needs you to get done so he doesn't give you up to the Goblin God.
I give a fuck about a Goblin God, but I feel bad that I done come onto his property and fucked his shit up. So, hey, what's up, little man? What you want me to do?
Right, so here's where your character sheet comes into play, right?
I don't have it.
Well, no, I do. I've decided to keep track of your character sheet because I know exactly what you're planning to say, which is, I don't have it.
I already did say it.
Planning ahead, I do, you see. Right, so we've got to find out if you've got any sort of persuasion or any sort of intelligence. Oh, you're a stupid arse, aren't you? Oh, dear.
I don't appreciate that at all.
It's your character, Virgil. Virgil doesn't have the intelligence that he needs to try to talk to these people. But we're going to try. You're going to have to be as kind as you can. Oh, you've got charisma, though. That's nice. Charisma's good. Might be worth something.
Charismatic.
for as much charisma as you can possibly muster. So, okay. Right. So we're going to roll for your charisma, right?
Okay.
We're going to find out. So, I'm going to take this 20-sided die, okay? This little fucker is going to determine whether or not you get given up to the gods, right? Given up to the Goblin Gods, or if you're able
Well,
to...
this could end pretty quickly for me.
Right, well, I like having your life in my hands, even if it is your character. So, we're going to roll and see what happens. Maybe you can convince the goblin later that you don't have to be sacrificed to the Goblin God. So here we go, all right?
Yeah.
Right, so, you're good. So, show me your most gentlemanly, charismatic way of asking what sort of task you need to get done to appease both the Goblin Leader, right, and the Goblin God. So go on then, show me your best convincing.
All right, listen up, you little fuckers. What do you want me to do? Sorry, I kicked over your napkins, if you want to call them tents, whatever. I got it. Cool. But what do I gotta do to make up for that shit?
Oh, Bertie, darling, you know you've got as much suave and smoothness as a fucking cactus.
No,
Right, but you've rolled for it, so
I'm a prickly pear.
right, you are a prick. I mean, yes, you are a prickly pear. Fine. Okay. So he looks up at you. He starts to sneering. He says, "Well, you don't have to talk to us this way, but fine, if you think that you can do a favor for us, it's going to be difficult, so I hope that you're ready for a journey." Right.
What kind of journey?
You've got to...
Do I get a truck?
We don't know what a fucking truck is. What's a fucking truck?
It's a vehicle.
What's a vehicle?
You know, like a wagon.
Okay, so Bertie, I'm going to do a bit of metagaming, right? They don't know
Oh.
what a vehicle is. They don't know what a car is, right? That's not what the Dungeons and Dragons is about, right? It's about getting the treasure.
They ain't got trucks and
going
they ain't
on
got
the adventure.
Dungeons and...
No.
Oh, okay.
Right, so, fuck's sake, I'll get through this game. Right, Becca. Right, she says she's just a small town, Virgil.
I live in a small town. Anyway, go on.
Fine, okay, so I want you to think about it this way, right? Okay, no. So I'm going to give you some frame of mind, right? So
let's make lemonade.
I don't know about making lemonade, darling. Okay, so the setting of Dungeons and Dragons, right? Okay, it kind of takes place in a very magical, fantastical world. But it's kind of like the medieval times, right?
Oh.
They don't have that sort of thing about the cars. You know, they
like
don't have
King Arthur.
They don't have computers. Right, you're on the right path, dear. So
all right, I got you. All right, let's go. Let's
fine. So
let's get on the road. What are we doing?
You've decided to go on this journey, right?
Oh.
Okay.
Tell me about this journey.
So it's sorry. So the goblin leader looks up at you and he gives you a bit of a smile, like the cat's got the cream, and he says, "I'm going to warn you, it's going to be a tough journey for you. Are you sure you don't want one of our companions to go along with you?"
What kind of companion?
It's one of our own who likes to use the magic to protect the people that go along in their journeys. It's one of our strongest goblin people. But you have to be careful not to piss her off.
How tall are these goblins compared to me? Would you say? Were they like, meh? Are they a lot shorter than me? Because I know I'm a dwarf.
Right, so they come up to your chest, dear.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, and that's supposed to protect me.
They're wee goblins, you see?
Well,
Right.
okay.
Right.
Well, I mean, first they haven't told me what this quest is.
Well,
What
why
am I
don't you
doing?
ask them?
Therefore, I am asking.
Fine, okay, so
What is it we're going to be doing here that I might need a companion?
you have to go on the journey and you need to find the castle of the Dark Lord. And
Dark Lord.
right, so in order for
Do I
you,
know what this Dark Lord is?
well, I'm trying to tell you about it, you
I'm sorry.
idiot.
Go ahead.
Right, so you have to go to the castle of the Dark Lord, but in order to get there, you have to go through the forest of Fanny. Right, you have to go through the forest of Fanny, and then you have to go through the fire pit.
There's a
Right?
forest full of fannies.
I don't know what you're going on about. Right, so
You
do you
said
want
there's
to...
a forest of fannies.
Right, you want me to
I think
tell
there's
you
a
about
fanny
this
forest.
journey or not? Because we can just go ahead and just call the
No.
Goblin God now if you want.
No, don't call the Goblin God. I don't want to do that.
Right. So fucking shut up so I can continue on with my journey here.
Go on.
You're the one that wanted to know about it. For fuck's sake. You're a talker for a dwarf.
No.
Fine, so you go through the forest of Fanny. Then you have to go and you stretches through the fire pits of hell, right? So you have to go through the fire pits of hell from the forest of Fanny, right? Then you're going to find a village with 2 rocks in the front of the gate. Right, you have to go through that village. You have to find somebody who has the Stone of Severance.
Stone of Severance, okay.
Right, so you have to take the Stone of Severance and you have to offer it to the Dark Lord who lives in the castle right on top of the village. That's what you have to do, but it's a very long way. And the only way that you can retrieve that Stone of Severance is to have either some sort of magical creature with you that has the ability to grab it from a skull that has been dug into the ground of a very, very famous warrior. But I won't be telling you the name because that'll give it away, but you have to find it. You do all that, then you'll be able to talk to the Dark Lord. Then you have to talk to the Dark Lord and convince him not to burn our village down. By either fighting or trying to persuade him not to do it.
Well, then, sure as hell, I'll take one of your fellers here with me.
Right. So, you've got a choice. Right? You can either have the most voluptuous, beautiful goblin to go with you, right? Or you can take the very studious goblin who knows a lot about magic, right? But may not be as easy on the eyes.
Okay. I think the studious. Wait. Does it? The other one does it? Is it a good fighter? Or what are my 2 options again?
No, you box of rocks. She's just there to make you look pretty. She's just there for you
She's
to
there. Well, then
gaze
fuck
upon.
her. I'll take the study guy.
The study guide. What the fuck is a
The
study
study
guide?
guide.
Fine.
The guide
The
is the guy.
studious. Right. Okay.
The
So the goblin leader decides to walk away. Right. Okay.
No.
And he says, "I'll be right back," and waves away. So he goes into the tent. Right. Talks for a while. He comes back out.
Okay.
Right. So remember, the guide is not going to be terribly good to look at. They're probably very unfun, but they're very studious and they know the way around.
Hey, trying to fuck a goblin. I mean.
Right, mad. Okay, so fine, all right. So out comes this leg, right? Out of this tent, this leg, right? This very long, beautiful leg, right?
Well,
Right, so the leg comes out, right? And then there's this long, luxurious thigh, right?
no.
Right, so out comes this very tall and light green, beautiful yellow-eyed woman with pointed ears.
No.
Right. So he says, this is our studious sorceress Petunia, right? We know that she's not much to look at, but she'll get you through where you need to go.
All right.
Right. So, I don't know if you remember or not, but goblins tend to be a bit backwards, right? So it's a good thing that you went with the studious one.
Yeah. All right.
Right, so you've got your sidekick, right? Now, what else would you like to do? Would you like to talk to the leader about where you need to go? Would you like to perhaps see if you can collect the rest of your things?
I should probably. What was her name? Did we get her name?
Her name's Petunia.
Petunia. Absolutely. I'm sorry. I couldn't remember. All right. I want to. Well, I should probably grab my things,
Right.
and then just whatever. Just grab my shit, and then ask them where my first destination is.
Right, don't you remember? You have to go through the Forest of Fanny.
Right. Right.
Right.
And I know where that is. Right. I don't need him to point it out on a map like I know my way around.
Well, you probably need to ask it, don't you? So you don't know this area. You've decided to wake up drunk off your rocker and woken up in a place that you don't know of.
Yeah, I might not even know how the fuck I got there.
Right. So, here we are. So I would suggest that maybe you need to ask the goblin leader where you need to go, what direction you need to head towards, because he doesn't have a map. But Petunia also knows the area as well. So
does Petunia knows her way around here?
right. But the thing that you need to bear in mind is that it is still very dark outside. Okay.
Oh.
And there's lots of fog around. So bear that in mind as well. So even though Petunia knows where you're meant to be going, she has said, so all you need to do is you're going to find the stone that has 2 peaks on it, right? But I just can't remember which direction we need to go.
Wait, so, she can't remember what direction?
She doesn't know. She's
okay.
Right. So there's lots of fog.
Is this like her first
There's lots
pilgrimage?
of darkness. I don't know. I don't know how often they decide to let this girl out, but here we are. So the useful tools that you have in your sheet, right?
We could just wait till daylight, couldn't we?
You could. You could decide to just sleep in the camp, right? And then you could wake up in the morning. But remember, time is of the essence. So don't waste too much time.
Oh, okay. I was going to suggest we get drunk with all the other goblins and,
now, Bertie,
crank it out early in the morning.
Bertie, remember what happened last time? You decided to get drunk. You're Virgil the Valiant.
Yeah, but now we're friends.
Well, great. So, you're going to make another group of friends when you decide to wake up in another person's camp.
That's a good point.
Right.
All right.
So, if you decided...
So, what do I got?
Your choices are, dear. So, you're not very perceptive. But... you can still roll a perception roll to see where you can go. Or you can wait and sleep at the camp and wake up tomorrow morning. Either way, we're closing in on the end of the game.
Super hard there. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, right. So you can either wait and sleep through the night and wait till it's morning time to see if you can get a better view of where you're supposed to go, or you can try to roll yourself a perception roll to see if you can try to see in the dark. But remember, you're going through a forest that you don't know.
All right, roll it.
Okay, fine. It's your funeral. I mean, it's
Roll
your
that
game.
bitch.
Right, well. You can't
Well,
see shit,
if I
you
roll
daft
it, don't I?
cow.
It fails. Do I?
You can't
If
see
I roll
shit.
it,
Nope, can't see shit.
oh, nothing. Okay.
The fog is thickened. So
do I still have the option of staying and crashing
your
through the
options
dust?
are, right, you can walk forward and just hope that you're going the right direction. Or
Like a shit plan.
you can sleep and rest and and eat and make sure you're prepared and leave the next day.
I'm gonna go with option B. I feel like wandering around in the dark is probably just gonna get us eaten by like griffins or some shit.
Right. Well, all right. So, but starting for your next game though, this is where things get taken out of your hands and we start asking the audience what they think you should do.
Sounds good.
Right. So, that's where we're going to end. You've decided to get
Oh,
yourself a fair partner of Petunia who is very, very versed in the arts of magic and sorcery. And you've got to go find yourself a stone of severance to convince the Dark Lord to not set the Goblin village on fire. So what you think, Bertie?
I feel like we always quit when I'm just getting into it.
Well, you do decide to make decisions at a very slow pace. So you've got to...
I like to know what I'm doing before I do it.
Right. Well, ask all the information that you need to, and I'll give you as much information as I can. But we are nearing the time of 8 o'clock.
Oh, damn it. All right.
So I don't want to turn into a pumpkin now. I have to wait till afterwards so no one knows my secrets. So now you've got to enter into the Forest of Fanny, which I'm sure Fanny will be a big fan of. All right, Rebecca, Mavis knows about the Fanny Forest. I do know about the Fanny Forest. There's not much. It's just a small clipping.
It's very well maintained.
It's a very well-maintained forest. It's a very well-maintained forest indeed. So, on that note, thank you so much, Bertie, for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you so much, everyone in the audience, for joining us today. We hope that you've had a great time. And let's see, we've got 2 sayings now. We've got hello to Pee-Pee Hole, which God save us all.
Hello to Pee-Pee Hole.
And hello to Fellatio. And for folks' sake, make sure that you're staying safe out there and no nose penises, right? So you have to wear your mask all the way up. So no one sees what you're saying and no one sees what you're breathing.
For God's sakes, watch out for your cornhole.
What the fuck did you just say, Bertie?
Because you got to watch out for it. You never know.
Your cornhole.
Well,
I feel that's a little bit on the questionable side. Because no one, I don't know what a cornhole is. As far as I know what a cornhole is, it's your rear end. It's your arse.
Watch out for it.
Why? Do you think someone is going to shove a cucumber up
your
arse, do you?
You never know. You can get cancer. You got to get it checked, fellers.
Right. Okay. So,
Butthole check.
Right. So make sure that you get your cornhole checked, according to Bertie. And
remember out there, fellas. If you learn anything from this, it's that Bertie says get your cornhole checked.
Bertie says to get your cornhole checked, everyone. So make sure that you're safe and get your cornhole checked. I can't believe I'm saying it, but anyways. So I hope that everybody has a lovely evening and stay safe. And I hope that everyone has a great